The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a local carrier is taking flight into the Bimini Freeport market. CEO of Sky Bahamas, Randy Butler, says the carrier wants to capitalize on the new developments taking place on that northern island. Bimini's tourism industry is growing up leaps and bounds, with the island's anchor property Resorts World providing employment for scores of Grand Bahamians. Butler feels this economy is creating opportunities for additional air carriers to enter that market.
The good thing about Sky Bahamas, we're big enough to do just about anything, but the distance between our customer and the decision making is a very short one. And when we have folks requesting flights between Bimini and Freeport, Sky Bahamas has always been a part of the growth of both Bimini and Freeport, and we think at this time when both of these Bimini and Freeport is poised to take off, we believe that one of the things that will help that grow is an efficient, affordable services between Bimini and Freeport, and that Sky Bahamas is now partnering with Resorts Bimini and the people of Bimini to bring flights between Freeport and Bimini.
But Butler said Sky Bahamas will be a link between Bimini and the international market as well. The local carrier is also introducing air service between Bimini and Fort Lauderdale. Butler believes Bimini's economy demands added airlift from the Florida market.
We've launched about 2 months ago a route between Bimini and Fort Lauderdale, and we're doing that right now on Tuesday, make that Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. And our goal is also to link Freeport through Bimini to Fort Lauderdale. So now if you're traveling from Nassau to Fort Lauderdale, you can get to Nassau to Fort Lauderdale 6 days a week.
Now, Sky Bahamas will provide weekend service on the Freeport Bimini Fort Lauderdale routes beginning tomorrow. The Ministry of Social Services and Community Development closing out Child Protection Month today. The ministry taking a look at a critical issue during a forum at the C.A. Smith complex. Sabrina Brown reports.
The Social Services Workshop attracted a cross-sector of professionals who work with children. The focus, institutionalized and alternative lifestyles of children in care. The Minister of Social Services and Community Development, Melanie Griffin, says the forum was vital as many people don't understand children who are placed in residential, foster, and adoptive homes.
They don't understand that these children come from various backgrounds. They come from various experiences. And these backgrounds and these experiences impact their lives. And so for sometimes the background and the experience impact their lives for the good. And sometimes it impacts their lives negatively. And many times they act up and people don't know why they're acting up. But it's because of what they've experienced in their very, very young lives.
In this highly technological age, the minister is adamant that children must be closely monitored when using the computer and other electronic devices. She says there is no replacement for parental guidance.
Many of our children who are in institutions will have come from homes where they had access to computers. So it's more than just what they see. They come, first of all, they see a lot of things acted out in the environments they came from. And then, of course, if they had access to technology and to the computers, they would have seen, had access to different negative things there.
Minister Griffin told the participants that they have an awesome responsibility to ensure children are given proper care.
God Himself has placed them in our care. It's not by chance. God, who could see through the eyes of faith, the Alpha and Omega, knew what would happen, where those children would be today in our care. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a social worker, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a counselor, whatever field you come from.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In news from the crime beat, a 39-year-old man arraigned before the court today for making threats against immigration officers. Canberra Drive resident Michael Stapleton, aka Michael Miller, was arraigned before Magistrate Debbie Ferguson this morning on 6 counts of threats by writing. It is alleged that Stapleton left a threatening handwritten note on the window of the Bahamas immigration bus, warning officers to stay off his property. The alleged note was found after officers reported to work on Tuesday morning. In court this morning, Stapleton pleaded not guilty and was remanded to Her Majesty's Prison in New Providence until September 8th. The impact of crime in the country will be among the myriad of social and spiritual issues addressed at a major event hosted by the leading religious organization here on Grand Bahama. The gathering of the masses is attempting to help stem the tide of murders and other ills facing the Bahamas. Here's Joan Davis-Roll with this report.
As the murder rate in the country continues to rise, so does the level of concern among the Christian community, and the entire nation is being called to its knees. The interim leadership of the Grand Bahama Christian Council tackling this crisis head on. Crime in the Bahamas, they say, will be one of the major issues to be addressed during a mass coming together set for the Independence Park. Chairman of the Christian Council, Bishop Ricardo Grant, says it is time for the church to form a united front to break the stronghold of crime over this country.
We are expecting to address what we've considered to being this surge of what we call crime, surge of senseless killings and murders on our streets, and the blood of so many still yet spilt on our streets. And the only thing that we believe that can cleanse our land from innocent blood is the blood of Jesus Christ. And so we will be addressing that, because we're believing that those persons who would have lost loved ones, and those who've been in retaliation, and those who have been warring, and those who are angry and bitter, to please join us, because we're believing that those spirits will be exorcised and we cast back into dry places where we will see resolve and reconciliation second to none.
Bishop Grant notes that the one-night event comes as this country stands at a major crossroad. The church, he says, must use its spiritual authority to combat this evil and to stand strong.
We're praying for those families who would have lost loved ones, who have been affected by these waves of crimes, and saying, come, we're covering you. We're covering you under the blood. We're covering you with word, and we're believing, God, that we will now stand back the hands of the enemy and say no more.
Hundreds from East End to West End are expected as the church and state join forces and denominational barriers come down. All of this to ensure the success of this mammoth coming together.
We also would like to announce that on Saturday at 5 a.m., all of the intercessors and leaders, we're going to be praying on those grounds and consecrating those grounds, because they will be sacred and it will be our sanctuary for the fort. So we're expecting intercessors to be in place. And then we will have what we consider to being our dress rehearsal for the 5 p.m. Saturday's date. And so we want to get this announcement out to leaders and those of you, amen, who may have not gotten, again, the information. But please come and be a part of what we are expecting to be a phenomenal move of God.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, the one-night holy event is set for this Sunday, May 4th at 7 p.m. at the Independence Park here in Freeport. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Another big day for Grand Bahama's tourism industry. After many months of planning, Grand Bahama welcomed the first in a series of flights from the U.S. market. This airlift is set to continue up until October with flights from some 8 U.S. cities. Today's flight arrived from Baltimore, Maryland. This airlift will add to the island's tourism numbers. It's a move to turn the Grand Bahamian economy around. The red carpet was rolled out for 108 passengers traveling from Baltimore on the inaugural flight. As Vacation Express and Bahamas Air partner on what is being called the continuation of revitalizing Grand Bahama's tourism market, it is the hope of tourism officials that this flight will help to propel the tourism industry. General Manager of Tourism Betty Bethel says this spells good news for Grand Bahama.
In total, with the Canadian and the U.S. cities, this is an additional 100 1,000 plus seats to Grand Bahama, some close to 500,000 passengers, and at the end of the day, the revenue generation is at least $50 million. So this is huge for us, and this is the foundation that we will be revitalizing the destination, looking for more markets to promote Grand Bahama Island in, and it also gives us an opportunity to freshen the product and create new experiences for the guests that we will be expecting.
For the next week, officials will welcome 7 more flights coming from major gateways in the New York tri-state and Washington, D.C. area. Hundreds of passengers are expected to be on board. The Minister of Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, says many spin-off opportunities will come as a result of these weekly flights.
It affects our shops. It affects everyone. So tourism is everyone's business. And as the Ministry of Tourism and the government continue to invest in programs like this one to increase the airlift to the island of Grand Bahama, we anticipate the spin-off effects and the multiply effects will be phenomenal for the residents, creating new entrepreneurial opportunities for young Grand Bahamians who express interest in tourism-related fields, as well as to extend tours into East and West Grand Bahama so that the impact is not only felt in the Freeport area, but from west to east.
Vacation Express is a U.S. partner of Sunwing and will offer bundled packages, including air, a number of hotels, and ground transportation. Gabrielle Varela, general manager at the recently opened 4.5-star all-inclusive Memories Resort, is welcoming the partnership.
This is the beginning of a great partnership because we're going to try to assure the summer season with the people from the United States that this is a great market just in front of us. So we have a big challenge to recover them, and I'm sure that we have the team to do it.
Russell Miller of the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board is optimistic that this island's market is set for a rebound.
The fact that they're almost the load factor 100% is a good indication that things are on the up and up and things are going to improve for us.
A full load of passengers from New York will fly with Vacation Express come Friday morning. The remainder of the scheduled flights will take place over the next few days. Another local government practitioner expressing concern about some of the amendments to the Local Government Act. In this case, Deputy Chief Counselor for West Grand Bahama, Simon Lewis, says when it comes to the area of business license, the amendment does not go far enough. Lewis joins Chief Counselor for Freeport, Kevin Ferguson, in calling for a bit more authority to be given to local practitioners.
I gather that the government was concerned about a little bit of nepotism in respect to granting of licenses in some family islands. I don't think that existed in the city of Freeport or existed on Grand Bahama as a whole. And therefore, I think we should revert back to that. If the government is not satisfied with the appointments being made by the council's office, then the government themselves can find individuals in Grand Bahama to appoint to that licensing authority board. You know, because we're going back when we should be progressing. You talk about giving people their will to do these things. I mean, what good what are you saying to me that they're going to take somebody out of Nassau or somebody else who's not familiar with these communities to grant licenses? The community them still doesn't have an input with regards to that. I don't particularly like that.
Well, we contacted Minister responsible V. Alfred Gray. He responded to the concerns.
We don't have it now. Neither have the government sought to change that part of the law. They never had that prior since 2008. That was taken from the central, from the local government by the former administration. I wondered whether they asked the Ingram administration why they took it from them. This government did not take that from them. The former administration took that from them, and we are giving them back the authority to do occasional and provisional licenses. So maybe they need to read the bill again. That's my suggestion.
Well, finally, news this evening, the Freeport Players Guild will be presenting a locally written play this weekend in an effort to keep community theater on Grand Bahama alive. Now, the play is written, directed, and produced by young people on this island, and proceeds will aid a local charity. Megan Shepard has the story.
The Freeport Players Guild, in an attempt to keep community theater alive through the younger generation, formed a youth arm known as Yard Group. Member and writer and director of Sarah's Wedding says the group is filled with talented young people who have a love for theater.
They established the Yard Group, which is Young Adult Regency Drama Group. And so the Yard Group has been in operation for a year now, and they've held functions, but this is the actual first stage production they're putting on. And Yard is for persons between the ages of 18 to 35.
The group's first production, written by Pinder, is about four friends who are reconnecting as they plan a wedding. Pinder says there's a character for everyone to relate to.
They haven't seen each other in a while. And during the process of preparing for the wedding, they begin to find out and to discover some secrets about each other. So during the course of the play, some secrets are revealed, some drama happens, there's some scandal, and it's definitely it's a feel-good play. It's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you cry. They're a very great group of talented actors who just put their all into the stage play, and so you'd have to come out to see what the secrets and the scandals are, but the four girls have different personalities.
All of the actors and technical crew have been preparing for 8 weeks, and it's all volunteer work. Pinder says not only is it a fun and exciting play, but all proceeds will go to the Regency Theater and a local charity.
Also do have a charity night where we chose a charity of our choice. We'll announce that charity after the gala night, and they will be in the front lobby also, so people can learn more about their charity, what the proceeds would go towards for them, and that's sort of what we're going to do about that. So that's the gala night. So that's the first night. So Thursday is the opening night.
She is encouraging persons to support the worthy cause as it helps many people realize their dreams, and it is important to sow into the future of the community.
Because this was a great forming ground for me, I wanted to take the opportunity as an adult to give back. As a writer, you can write things and put on your own production for profit, but there's always something special about being able to sow back into a community or that has sowed into you. And also one of the great things about it is 3 actors from Sarah's Wedding, they're actually going off in the fall to pursue acting as a degree. And so we can see that these plays don't only provide a form of entertainment, they also provide dreams being fulfilled.
Sarah's Wedding will be at the Regency Theater until Sunday, May 3rd. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightbourne has a check on sports when we return.
Everybody, welcome to Sports and Ricardo Lightbourne. It's Jason Cooper's day, and Raquel Burrows was yesterday, and I'm still waiting for my birthday cake today. Congratulations, kids. Well, the 12th annual Darryl Says Domino's Pizza Basketball Showcase was a 3-day instructional event with some top 80 basketball players in the country, and this was unique and rewarding. The 12th annual Darryl Says Domino's Jaguars Basketball Showcase was held at the St. George's Gym in 3 days of basketball instructions, and what an event. Coach Ron Brown, head basketball coach of All Saints High School in Orlando, took in the showcase. Coach Brown said the trip to Grand Bahama was worth it and was very much so impressed with the talent level of the basketball players in the Bahamas.
Well, being here was outstanding. Seeing the talent here was a little bit different than over at the States. You see kids here that are a little bit more hungrier than the kids in the States. You know, they're driven, they're focused, they know exactly what they want, and they're willing to work really hard to get it.
The showcase attracted a number of collegiate coaches, and they too are also impressed with the basketball talent. The message to the basketball players: stay in the books, work hard on the basketball court to be able to play at the next level.
My message to them first and foremost was about their academics. Make sure that your grades are high. Get them as high as you can possibly get them. Set your goals, stay focused, and just continue to work hard. And everything else will eventually fall into place.
Let's go to Bimini at the Gateway Arena for the conclusion of the 7th annual Gateway Academy Invitational Basketball Tournament. Abaco Central Marlins on court against the Turks and Caicos Blazers, and this one is the junior finals. The Abaco Central Marlins also with the Rock watched a rebound in the paint. 39-26 is your score. The Blazers with the ball and a strong move to the basket, the foul, and this one will count. Here comes Abaco Central, the strong move to the hoop. This is called basketball. Turks and Caicos got a good look and drains the tray. Abaco Central wins the junior title, 41-36 the score. North Andrews Seminoles and the Gateway Eagles in the senior finals. North Andrews with the Rock and the Seminoles can shoot. The Eagles playing at home on court and the advantage in their favor, good passing and the deuce. The Eagles kept coming at North Andros, and when it's your day, the block and the putback to boot. The Gateway Eagles went on to win the tournament and kept the trophy in Bimini. North Andros Seminoles gave the Eagles much to think about for next year. Better be ready to play.
And the other Paris Marian Alba High School soccer scores to pass on to. Lucana National Senior Boys took on the St. George's Jaguars, and this was the Buccaneers all out from start to finish. And I'll tell you what, the Buccaneers defeated the Jaguars 5-0 in this one, your final score. Also in Senior Boys play, Tabernacle dropped the Bishop Michael Ellen Warriors 2-1. St. George's Junior Boys defeating Catholic High 2-1. VMA's Warriors and Tabernacle played to a 1-1 draw. Those guys all having some fun playing some soccer. Give you those scores from the other games today, tomorrow. And I got to say to Ingrid Roma down there in Nassau, now you celebrating your birthday today. I didn't get no cake today. I expect yours to be on the plane. Bahamas Air leaves early tomorrow morning. That's Sports Tonight.